Sorry, I gotta test it out. Welcome. It's been a minute since I got on stream with Final Fantasy, and I know I said I was gonna randomly do a Final Fantasy stream until I got Stormblood, and then I just didn't. Post Heaven's Ward is really quick actually, compared to A Realm Reborn, or rather, it might be the same length, but it's just that there's more interesting shit happening post Heaven's Ward than there was post A Realm Reborn. It just kind of feels like there was less setup for the next expansion and more just a continuation of the story. So in a sense, it felt like a more complete story, but at the same time, it really did feel like they just kind of threw it in at the very end. But regardless of that, we're gonna play through Stormblood now that I've hit the quest. I am going to risk watching this opening cutscene and also doing this preamble introduction just to explain what's been happening. But actually, I'll get into like my summary and my takes on it. I did record myself play the game, you know, like a little bit. Like I did have Nvidia's like little graphics, whatever recorder going on. So I would save a clip here and there. So maybe sometime in the future, I'll record like, or I'll edit out like a video of like a summary of it. I didn't record a bunch of things, honestly, just mostly things towards the end. But anyway, we're gonna watch this real quick, and I'm gonna risk the queue getting like exponentially long, so fingers crossed that it's not insane. So I don't know anything about Stormblood. Well, you know, besides the fact that I saw an art book for it when I went to Japantown, and it was except for the fact that it's it's supposed to take place in Doma or somewhere like that. It's, at least that seems to be what it's alluding to. Like I saw an art book that just kind of had like very Eastern architecture, and I'm like, okay, that sounds about right. Dancer class, huh? Oh wait, that's that's her. Oh, who is this guy? Is that Lise? I don't know who that guy is. I realize that some of this might be spoilers, but you know, we'll find out. I'll forget. This is the first and last time I'm gonna be seeing this stuff. Oh my god, look at her. Wow. Just ripples. That's the most anime shit. Alamigo? That's an O. Okay. Really? Darling. I can't read that. Doma. There's Doma. Orchard? Okay, so we are going to Doma. That's weird. I don't remember. Oh wait, I think I do remember that place in Doma. Sorry, in Alamigo. That's where that fucking, that's where that Leap of Faith game takes place in. It's underground? Oh yes, do the anime shit. Wow. This is supposed to be the player character. Oh, that was another thing they introduced in post Heavensward, was the player character is a villain. Like literally the guy on the box was from a different incarnation of the world, which I think is such an interesting. This is the shot that I saw. This is like I didn't actually open the art book. I just saw the back of the art book. It was just a shot of that. So I'm excited to see how much of that is real, because this place looks huge. And to be fair, like most areas in FF14 are like this big. It's just that lots of buildings here are very dense. Ah, Yuri. I wonder if me being a ninja will get me some unique dialogue. Nice. There you go. Nice. I like that. I like that actually. So, when I streamed Heavensward, it was a huge mess. Oh, by the way, here's my character now. I changed his hair. I got a haircut. Of course, my hair is not that long, but that's relatively where it sits through most of the year. It's just that for like a couple years during COVID, I didn't. A couple years during COVID, can you imagine? For the first 2 years of COVID, I didn't cut my hair. That's why it was really long. So when I made my character, I decided, you know, give me a long hair. But this is usually where my hair sits. Of course, it doesn't look as pretty as that, but that's usually where my hair sits. Kind of like my hair gets big. You'll see it. I'm gonna let it go that long. Right. Okay, thank God. I was like so scared because earlier I had to check the player queue before I went live, right? But it was like 23, and I did the whole thing where I send the announcements, and then I post on Twitter, and then I send it to my friends to go watch the stream, and then I do this whole preamble, and I watch the inner cutscene the whole time. I was like, man, if that goes from 23 to 35,000, stream's canceled. But that's not too bad. Anyway, we are actually in Mordona. We're gonna go back to Cactuar real quick though, which is where I live. Alright. First things first. We're gonna go back to the cheapest one. Anyway, so just to give you a summary of what happened, or just to test myself actually, what happened in Stormblood. Just to test myself what happened in Heavensward is we went to Ishgard to basically get them to rejoin the Eorzean Alliance, and the well, I don't know his official title, it's my mind, but Sir Emmerich is like, okay, we'll join the Alliance, but you gotta help us with our dragon problem, because like these dragons have like fucked with us for generations, and it traces back to that one time that it traces back to that time that the dragons basically like decided to attack us, you know, because one of them, Hraesvelgr, fell in love with Shiva, and that was that story. And then you go all the way to where the dragons are, and they're like, no, they fucking attacked us and like blinded one of our dragons, you know. And so Shiva basically sacrificed herself by getting vored by Hraesvelgr, and then everyone was like, oh my god, you murderer, and then they just kind of misinterpreted that story throughout like generations, and then basically it's a fight based on a misunderstanding, and the humans were wrong, or rather the people were wrong. And what is it, a son of Thordan, I think they call them. So Thordan as the revenge, or basically, oh, after the humans killed the dragon, I forgot her name. The other dragon, Nidhogg, basically wanted to take revenge, but he got super fucked up and killed, or got blinded by King Thornton and took both his eyes. And so he goes up to Razorvogor, he's like, yo bro, can I borrow one of your eyes so I can like keep the hate train rolling? It's a really interesting story, and I'm actually surprised how much of it I remember. But I can't possibly realistically summarize the whole thing right here, right then and there. But where we're at right now, oh, and there's that whole plot with the Warriors of Darkness, which I hope they come back. I hope that's not the last that we see of them, because I think the idea that you have a certain like you have certain characters that just exist here that are basically like you know, they had to have done it on purpose, that they made them look like the characters they used for those intro cutscenes, right? Where am I going? Oh, and there's this too that I should probably do at some point, but I'll do that off stream. So I actually have a plan this time around. So the Heavensward streams were a little bit messy, but I think that what I can do now is or actually, what level do I need to be for that? Will it tell me? Level 60. Let's do that first one. Just so that I'm caught up on that. But, the Heavensward streams were kind of messy because I just didn't know when to stop. So I think I have a way to get here. Which is, I want to get to the first dungeon and then stop. And then if I feel up to it, I can go up to the first trial, which I think is what's gonna be the trend. Okay, that way I'm not sitting here like without just aimlessly wandering around, you know. It all really just depends also on like my energy on this thing, really. But so far, this is what I got. Alright. Let's do this. Oh yeah. We get fucking Jackie back. Truth be told, I have been somewhat distracted of late. Princess Yuki, would seem, sent a letter to my village praising us for our efforts on her behalf, thus revealing my story of an injury preventing me from making the journey home for the ruse that it was. But my shame is not that I have been summoned back to the village, but rather quite the opposite. Despite knowing that I am hale and hearty, I'm gonna change this so I can, My shame is not that I have been summoned back to the village, but rather quite the opposite. Despite knowing that I am hale and hearty, my elders seem to be in no particular hurry to welcome me back into the fold. Should the time come when we have need for you in Doma, we shall summon for you. Until then, you are to remain at your post and do all in your power to aid our countrymen in Eorzea. Such were their words. Is this how far I have fallen? Am I as a falcon bereft of its claws, a dull blade tossed to its wayside by its master? For all I know, I have been all but exiled to this place. I'm sorry, Sora. Heaven knows that you did not come here to listen to my griping. On a brighter note, I just received word from Captain Jackie. It would seem some Easterners are causing something of a stir. I suppose I should be grateful that someone still has need of my services. Anyhow, it would seem the Kami have led you here at a most opportune time. Would you care to accompany me? Alright. Oh, did I nod? I forgot to do that. I thank you, my friend. Let us make for Limsa Lominsa and see what our friends the Rogues Guild would ask of us. Sorry, I don't think I'm gonna be doing voices. Oh, there you go. That's my first. That's my first Stormblood quest accepted sound. Oh right. I forgot the Rogues Gallery, or the Rogues Guild doesn't have a real aetheryte. Which I think is super cool, the fact that it doesn't, because canonically the Rogues Guild isn't like sanctioned by by Limsa Lominsa. So of course they wouldn't put like a teleporter there. And besides, the Fisherman one is close enough, I guess. I'm still rocking these weapons. Of course they're not gonna be the same weapons. I should probably upgrade my weapons though. Yeah, let's buy a weapon. After this cutscene, let's buy a weapon. I could just work for it, but yeah. Not like I'm gonna need it. All the areas are gonna level me down anyway. Look at him in his civilian gear. Well, if it ain't the dimmerest dammer of them all. I trust you've been keeping your stabber sharpened. What with you and Nabor on the job, I reckon I'll be bob all after the afore the Darkmans come around. Here's where we stand. One of me little birds in the Kraken's arms came chirping to me a story about some dolmens who I reckon are breaking one code or another. Seems they, the Krakens that is, were out snatching the eastern seas when they grabbed a vessel flying Garlean colours, as they're wont to do. But then came the rub. The crew claimed to be dolmen, you see, and upon whittling their captor's identity, they changed tack, begging for asylum on yours and shores and offering the entirety of their cargo in full in return for safe passage. Call him a bene cove or a fool. The Kraken captain took the self-styled dolmens up on their offer. Stolen the eastern treasures, and the easterners themselves away in the hold, they set sail for Limsa. You know, I feel like reading it like that is actually making my comprehension bad. A dolmen boat had Garlean flags, and they got taken by the Krakens. Okay. After pulling a port, a funny thing happened. No sooner had the Krakens dropped anchor than the refugees put on their best beater cases and skulked off into the dead of Darkmans, leaving all their treasures behind. Oh. All their treasures save one, a scroll of sorts that had been hiding in a corner, all inconspicuous like. Carvalane reckons that these Doman refugees have played us for some rum fun, and they're off selling the scroll on the black market for a good blunt, even as we speak. So he would have us recover the scroll in question and bring the thieving Domans to justice. I am honored to lend what aid I can, and yet I cannot help but wonder just what could it be about the scroll to make it so valuable to my countrymen? Well, we're not going to whittle the scrap just sitting around here on our daddles now, are we? Let's notch town and see what the common coves and morts have and haven't seen. Sora, why don't you go and pay a visit at the wench? You remember what to order, eh? Sure, good luck out there, and keep your wattles open. We'll be waiting for you in Bulwark Hole when you're through. Okay. Let's actually, before we do that, let's go to the alley and buy ourselves a weapon. Still a sprout. Apparently you don't lose that sprout until you're done with Shadowbringer, so need a sprout for a while. Not that I'm in any rush. I like the novice network. It's nice having like an ear, like a voice in my head. But we're just gonna do this one ninja quest just to get it started, I guess. I thought it would have given me something, but I guess it didn't. I guess I was wrong. Anyway. Let's just buy a weapon. Since money is no object right now. Yeah, still I don't wanna like spend. Hey, if I can get away with it. Sure. Wait, skill speed? Yeah. We're gonna put that on. And we're gonna glamour that shit. Actually, that looks pretty cool. No, it doesn't look that cool. Nice. We are gonna stick with ninja actually. I did try to start playing as a gunbreaker and stuff like that, so my gunbreaker's nice so far. It's not the strongest, obviously, and of course you start gunbreaker office, I think 50 or 60. I did try playing a little bit of machinist. I'm trying really hard not to focus on like a class that I already have. Like machinist is a DPS class. It's oh, I should probably change that. There you go. Machinist is a DPS class. It is range DPS, but I want my DPS tank and healer class set. But I honestly don't think I'm gonna be playing a healer class until way later in the game, just because my friend plays a healer class and I don't know. I didn't really like it. She didn't really seem to have fun with it either, so I like, well, you know. Anyway, I do like this outfit they gave me though. I did change the color of it. I like this outfit that you get for beating post Heavensward, which is nice. I like that a lot. It comes in default white, which is fine, but of course my color scheme is red, so I had to. I don't know how I feel about the pants quite yet, but the whole outfit seems pretty nice. I was debating with the gloves, but we'll keep it for now. We'll see. Actually, since we're gonna go to the Drowning Wench anyway, I might as well play around with that for just 1 second. It is nice getting used to like buttons and shit, you know, because there was a time where I just didn't know what to do and I was like, where am I going? I'm still a little bit lost, honestly, but I did. Oh, and also I rearranged my shit down here. Really proud of that. Makes it easier, like the fact that they're all compacted makes it easier to access all the little buttons. Which one is it? This is the one that I wanted, actually. See that? I don't know, something about it. Cause I don't want to put like armor on it, you know. And this feels too boring to me. It's covering up the cuffs. I just don't like the pants. I do like giving us just a single glove for Noctis though. I could just do that actually. Basic pants. Definitely not that. I wish you could dye this set. I'm sure there's a version of it that you can dye, but I don't have it. Definitely not this one though. This one's just... it's just hideous. Well, actually, that looks better. I don't know, the glossy of it does not look great. I don't want the... Yeah, let's do that. Let's change pants. And let's change the gloves. There you go. Alright. That's my last one. Time to buy more. You know what? I really should just dye the thing. Can I dye it from here? Oh, I ran out. Since I'm always gonna dye it anyway, I might as well dye it to that color, right? Here. Okay. I like that. I like the cuffs on it, that's why. And it's a color match too. I know that I did dye them the same colors, but sometimes you dye something the same color and it doesn't really come out the same tint. Anyway. One day we'll get into Stormblood proper. It's been like what, half an hour? It's not even actually doing Stormblood quite yet. Let me let me do this real quick because I'm gonna forget. Was it soot black dye? Ugh. Yeah, I don't want to buy that much dye. That's fine. Oh, so you might be thinking, wow, how did you get that much money? Literally last night, so my friend, I finally have a friend on my server. Last night, a friend of mine was, going through her dungeons, and, they kind of just noticed that she's new, and, one of them just went around and just looked for everybody that was in the party with us and, like, gave us, like, 1,000,000 gil. I'm like, Jesus Christ. These pants look so much better when they're not shiny like that. Like, oh, there you go. I don't have that dye though. I gotta buy it. I should probably clear my inventory. I'll try to do that before the next session. I actually want the gloves. Go keep it. Can't make up my mind. Anyway, Let's just finish this. Let's just finish this ninja quest, and then we can get into Stormblood. This is why it takes me this long to stream. What's your pleasure? A strong ale. Oh, I got the wrong one. Is it a chilled ale? I don't remember actually. Oh, really? A weak ale? I don't remember. It's been so long. I believe you had some visitors not long ago matching the description. I make a habit of pricking my ears up to catch our patrons' every whisper, but the party in question required little such effort, while they were shouting of tales of riches and glory in a war that could wake the dead. Said they were on their way to Wineport to make the transaction of a lifetime, though they weren't keen on going into detail. Just between us, I wouldn't be surprised if there was something less savory about their business. Speaking of savory, can I interest you in our seafood stew? Alright. To Wineport. Oh no. Experiencing some slowdown there all of a sudden. Silly me dropped the mic. I gotta figure out a way to put somewhere to put this where it's not in my way. Extra blunt. I'm experiencing some slowdown here. Might have to do some cleaning on my PC, really. Well, there's a bleeding surprise. The code-breaking curs have already bit the blow and hopped the twig with a caravan's worth of bingo in tow. Word is they were last seen beating a path for Bloodshore. What if the crocs aren't meant for selling, but keeping their throats wet on a long voyage? Let's brush our beater cases and make for Bloodshore all quick like. Man, I love Jackie. Where am I? This way. I tried to do some UI hauling also, just so that my screen is prettier to look at that way. It's because like I was getting so irritated with how all of my stuff was like sitting on top of each other. killed them. I killed them, Jackie. Came upon a couple of rough-looking coves. These coves came waving their sabers in my face after I get edged in a word. I reckon it was the same for you. If I did not know better, I would say they were a simple group of ruffians enjoying their ill-gotten grog. The dim one sees, but does he truly see? No, these unfortunate men were but pawns in a grand scheme, as disposable as the bottles that now littered the shore. Oh my god, it's Xehanort. Your true quarry has boarded the trader and sails for Kugane, even as we speak, under the auspices of the East Aldenar Training Company, no less. So cunning a scheme, I wish I'd thought of it myself. Or did I? How do we know? How do you know? Bugging me, you're the call from the House of Sticks. Oh. Really? He's alive. Our hero returns, an audience swoons. Oh, what a joyous day. Or is it? How did you know we were here? Just what is your connection to the thieves we pursue? You mean the thieves who already eluded your clumsy grasp? Just as I am about to do? I fear that is a story for another day. The one thing about over-leveling myself for the expansion is that I do these quests all at once that I forget by the time I forget what's happening by the time I get to the next one. We got our work cut out for us if we still want to grab all that scroll. I like that he understands how he speaks. Our base of operations is but a short walk from these parts. Actually, it's pretty close, isn't it? Who is this Karasuko? Can we trust him, or is he like as not to stick us as savage in our back the moment we turn a blind eye? He's complicated. If our men have set sail for Hingashi, there can be no choice but to do the same. I wasn't exactly preparing for a long voyage, but damn foul will leave this job half done. Shame as I am to admit it, this old Jackie's first journey to the Far East. I wouldn't know Kugane from a rum docks is ours, and I don't know a rogue what can do his work without knowing the lay of the land. I have traveled there on many an occasion to procure the tools of my trade from the finest Hingan artisans. It would be my pleasure to serve as your guide. Your presence would be most heartening as well, Sora. Kugane is a city where anything can happen, and there is no telling what danger awaits us there. Let's say we do it this way. Abor and I will go on ahead, and we'll send for you once we've snitched out the place and work out our next plan of action. A reasonable plan, Captain Jackie. In that case, Sora, pray check in at the storehouse from time to time. I will send word to Yome when we require your services. In the meantime, may the Kami guide you in your training. And then immediately. It's level 63, huh? Let's just talk to him. I have a letter for you from Master Oboro. It would appear that his investigation into Kugane has borne fruit. I hope this letter finds you well. After a long and rather uneventful voyage, we have arrived safely in Kugane. Captain Jackie seems quite taken with Hingan culture, and is enjoying a stroll in the pleasure quarters at this very moment. If you're not interested in a diary or travels. As for the matter of the scroll, rumors abound of a band of Doman scofflaws have been causing a stir in the town of late. Putting together the accounts we have heard, the good captain and I are convinced that these are the thieves we seek. If the word about town is to be believed, these individuals are far more dangerous than we had imagined. I trust that you've been pursuing your ninjutsu training with your usual diligence. My apologies, of course you have. In any event, we would have you join us at your earliest convenience. We will be keeping an eye out for your arrival. Seek us in the alley behind the second pier of ferry docks. Safe travels, my friend. Ever since the elders commanded him to remain here in Eorzea, he has not been quite himself. After all, a shinobi without a duty to carry out is a hawk with clipped wings. It is good to see Master Oboro soaring high once more. Still, I worry, though I have great respect for the man, he can often be too trusting for his own good. Pray go to his side, friend, and see that he does not get himself in undue trouble. May the kami carry you safely across the sea. And that's where we're gonna leave that until we get to this. I don't actually know how much of it is so big, but it does kind of tint the screen a little bit. Alright, let's do this. Hopefully it's voice, so I don't have to talk.
The question is,
okay,
how will the Empire respond to the disappearance of Omega and the Primal? Oh, I didn't see you there. Forgive me. Word from Baelsar's wall is proving long in the coming, and my mind cannot help but stray to grim places.
his voice is getting deeper with each expansion.
Alphino, a message from the Alliance.
It's about time. Pray summon the others at once.
Yes, sir.
Does Lee still? Okay, cool. Lee's
General
Ida.
Aldin reports that his forces have secured the breach in Baelsar's wall.
I miss Ida's original voice actress. It was kind of like higher pitched. Like they gave her a different voice, like much deeper for Lise, and I'm like, yeah, it's fine. She's a good voice actress, but has secured the breach in Baelsar's wall. Right.
And what of the Primal and Omega?
There is still no sign of either at this time. He writes that they will begin a more thorough investigation shortly. And, as expected, he wishes to petition the aid of the Scions of the Seventh Dawn.
As expected.
The Alliance's decision to capture a part of Baelsar's wall is open to interpretation.
It's weird just seeing her face now.
The wall serves to demarcate Imperial territory, Alamigo included, from the rest of Eorzea. To an observer, the Alliance's actions could be seen as a prelude to invasion.
Indeed. And the Alliance leaders have no wish to be branded invaders.
You're saying they won't fight for Alamigo? Even after everything that's happened?
Not without the consent of her people, no. Make no mistake, Lise. The Alliance is in complete agreement that the Empire must be purged from Eorzea. However, they will not set foot in Gyr Abania until they have formally secured the consent and cooperation of the Alamigan opposition.
They would have us act as intermediaries.
Precisely. The Scions are uniquely qualified to serve in this capacity. That is to say, leases, given her personal connection to the Resistance. Who better than you to broker an agreement between the Alliance and the people of Alamigo? Assuming you are willing, of course.
Of course I am. You know I'd like nothing more.
As for who should accompany you on said diplomatic mission, I had a mind to volunteer myself.
Oh. I thought that was a scene coming out of the wall. Still, that was it.
Well, that covers the talking part. But you just know there'll be trouble along the way. Are you available? Thanks. It means a lot knowing you'll be there.
I got you, Lise.
I too shall accompany you. Such endeavors are seldom hampered by a surfeit of healers.
Good point. Allow me to offer my services as well. I have spent quite enough time here of late, so I'll be coming. But we will need someone to keep an eye on things. I trust you have no objections?
I still don't trust you, bitch.
None, my lady. Gladly shall I continue to serve as caretaker of the Waking Sands, and there keep watch for signs of primal and Ascian activity both.
I don't know, I don't trust your ass.
As capable as my learned friend undoubtedly is, there are some troubles that may prove too much for a single scion, on account of which I mean to stay.
Thancred had his own, like,
Let
little
us each see to our preparations.
punished Thancred moment in Heavensward also. It's so sad that we got everybody back and then lost a bunch of people. I'm actually so surprised that Minfilia is just dead. I'm sure that's not true. There has to be a way to bring her because she seems too central of a character. But that's so crazy, you know? It makes me think of, like, there's one thing that I like about Game of Thrones is the fact that the story starts off with the what's his name? All the Winterfell kids. Stark. All the Stark children. God, I seriously forgot. All the Stark children starts off, and they literally never meet each other until the very, very end of the show, and that's the one thing I like. I'm curious as to how that story is supposed to conclude in reality, but it's crazy, you know, stuff like that. It just kind of reminds
Ready,
me.
my friend?
Got my EXP ring on, or earring on.
Well then, Tataru, I leave the rising stones in your capable hands.
Don't worry, Alphino. I'll see that the place is still standing when you come back.
Mistress Y'shtola has unfolded all. You are bound for Girabania?
Aye. The Alliance would have us make contact with the Alamigan resistance as soon as possible.
It begins then. As soon it shall in Doma, if the gods are good. 'Tis but a pity it must be now. I am sorry that we shall not be present to fight beside you in the battles to come.
You have stood with us countless times, Lady Yugiri. Pray do not apologize.
Then let us thank you instead. You and yours stood with us from the first, when we came to this land as refugees in search of sanctuary. Loath am I to think what might have become of my people, had you not extended to us the hand of friendship. We will never forget. This I solemnly swear.
Much has changed since first you set foot on these shores. Revenant's Toll stands as a testament to that. I'm sure your people will manage in your absence.
Indeed. They have built a new home for themselves and no longer need me to shepherd them. The time has come for Kosetsu and I to return to our master, to our home.
England. London, England, since we're British.
I know how you feel. It's time I went home too.
Though our battlefields be 1,000 miles apart, our purpose is one. Let all men hearken to the clarion call of freedom, of liberation, from Eorzea to the far east, that they may rise up and cast down the curse of Garlemald.
Take care, you hear me? When all of this is over, we're going to celebrate. Together. Just you wait.
I should like that very much. Fare you well.
1,000 miles apart, yet united in purpose. Let us pray both our endeavors meet with success. Shall we then? Oh, your new outfit. I've your suitable traveling clothes. I guess so. Did she change class from like pugilist to dancer? It looked like it in the intro. I designed it to be light and loose, an outfit tailor-made to the needs of a skilled fighter like Lise. With that, I'll delay you no longer. I had the same necklace actually. It's supposed to be Atlantis though. I don't know if it'll. Hang on. Will you be able to tell? I don't think this is enough light. It glows. It's supposed to glow in the dark. I don't know if you can tell from here. If I remember next time, I'll bring my UV light. Or actually, no. I was like, I'll have like a UV light or something like that. I have a UV flashlight in my car. I don't know why I keep it there. I have no need for it there. I use it for like well, actually, that's why I kept it. Because when I drive home, it's for this thing. Like when I wore it all the time. Really? Oh, I was gonna say. Sorry to trouble you so soon after your trials in the Crystal Tower, but my colleague has gone missing. Oh. Dude, it's a Crystal Tower heart, I guess. If there's one thing I don't like, it's the whole go here and then go right back where you were type of quests. I understand this is just for you to unlock a dungeon, but still. You have found the right body, but she's not at home, so to speak. The lovely girl you see before you is known as Ko, but another soul dwells within her at present. Mine, to be precise. Huh? Noah, the Archmagus of Alag. My scholarly works are legend, my treatises of the cosmos priceless, and my very name known throughout the world. My soul has whiled away the millennia within an orb. Ko awoke me from my slumber, and well, how could I pass up a chance to walk the world again? So I allowed my spirit to flow into her body, and here we are. You do not seem overly bewildered by this. Would I be wrong to assume you belong to the scholarly fellowship that carries my name? Ko relieved this Noah when I entered her mind. I bear you no ill will for using my name. I am, however, intrigued what discoveries has this organization made. God, I don't even remember this. You have dedicated yourself to creating a brighter future, eh? Then we may be alike in spirit. When I lived, I had a thirst for knowledge. What did he say his name was? Did he say his name was Noah? Yeah. You may yet become a disciple of mine. I would learn more of your journeys to the Crystal Tower. If I can see your dedication amongst your exploits, I will be happy to give you a token of my immense wisdom. Pray, do not expect too much, though. There are limits to what I can do in this body. Whose owner you were seeking, of course. Well, I will make sure that Ko's friend learns of what has happened. Some version, at least, and worry not. This body is in safe hands. Give it back! If my offers tantalize you in your wish to prove yourself in my eyes, you certainly know where to find me. What does that symbol mean? Hold on. Oh, it's a repeatable quest. I see. Well, let's do that later. First, let's just keep going. I see nothing so crude as a tome, though. No memories speak far truer than written words, my boy. Kindly conjure all you have seen in the Crystal Tower within your mind, with your own mind. You're clearly unfamiliar with oneiromantic pearls. These are device is capable of holding memories, an invention born of my beloved Oniromancy. Allow your mind to drift back to all they've done with Noah. Every battle fought and combat lost. Think hard that I might transfer your experience to unromantic pearls. I shall peruse these memories when you are done and judge your worthiness by them. I'm going to do that. And then we're gonna go here. All are present and accounted for. When you are ready, my friend, pray inform the officer that we wish to proceed into Gir Abania. Shall I summon someone to escort you to the wall? Yep. The fringes, huh? Alright, here we go.
I remember crossing the border, standing in Gir Abania once more. Me and my fellow scions, the warrior of light among us. Behind us, Baelsar's wall cutting the land in two. Freedom on one side, tyranny on the other. Tyranny and the promise of a new beginning. But one that could only be bought with flames and blood.
Yeah. Let's connect to this. Greetings, Scions. On behalf of the Eorzean Alliance, I welcome you to Castrum Oriens. Thank you, General. We were relieved to hear that your forces secured the wall without incident. Have the Imperials made any attempt to retake the Castrum since then? None. Save for a few skirmishes between our scouts and their patrols, we've had barely any contact with them. We all know it's only a matter of time before things escalate. As if attacking Baelsar's walls weren't enough, Ilberd summoned a primal right on their doorstep, and Garlemald does not like to let such shows of defiance go unanswered. Sorry. 'Twas a declaration of war, even if it was not Ilbud's to make, and now we are bound by it, for weal or for woe. The Scions stand ready to serve, General. What would you ask of us? As stated in my message, the Alliance will not proceed without the support and cooperation of the Alamigan people. We would have you serve as our emissaries and make contact with the Resistance. Consider it done, General. We won't let you down, I swear. Alright. For all the Casa in all the world, you walk into mine. Master Darlin, what brings you here? Ah, the plot! You know? The plot. A certain missing elegant weapon and draconic primal. Omega and Shinryu, I think the Shinobi called it. Anyway, we've been studying their trail of destruction, hoping it might lead us somewhere, which has singularly failed to do. It's like Omega fell to Earth in occupied territory, meaning it may already be in Imperial hands. It bears repeating that we engage the status systems, assuming the command was received and executed successfully. The weapon will be of no use to them, assuming. We should hurry up and find it regardless. All the more reason to reach out to the Resistance. If we want to press on to Girabania, we'll need their blessing. There are plenty of factions in the Resistance, so I'm taking us to see the ones with the most influence. Their headquarters. Oh, and I can use my Midgard Sormar mount here, no problem. Their headquarters are located in a place called Rauger's Reach, an old temple to the east of here, across the Volodina River. I learned a route that should allow us to avoid Imperial patrol. Stick with me, and we'll be there before you know it. Man, it's still faster than walking. There it is. Oh my god, it's Groot. Okay, thank God. I was like, ugh. We're going that way. Man. I do like it's a really good structure because they let you do all this shit and then they do the post stuff, the post expansion stuff, so you get a chance to actually fly around in all the areas you've been to. It's good. Oh my god. This is where you're from? I don't like that she took the red color scheme. That's mine, Lise. It's almost the same exact shade, too. Well, that's the evil tower. It's part of Castellum Velodina. That's what the Imperials decided to call the old bridge after they fortified it. I call it a great big eyesore. Honestly, you can see that rotten banner from absolutely miles away. They never miss a chance to rub our noses in it, do they? Come on, we should keep moving. I'm gonna get my boots wet. I can't even fly here, you guys. Are you sure this water is sanitary? Looks questionable to me. Huh? What was that? It's moving so slow. Feels like when you just get off the freeway and then you have to follow the traffic laws of the inside of the street levels, you know? Going like 60 on the highway and like 75 on the highway, and then now you gotta go 30. How many are there? Oh, 2 more. Who are you? I see my friends. From here, on the other side of this pass is Railgar's Reach. So you say, but all I see are rocks. I presume there's some sort of trick to this. Nope, we live in rocks. A glamour. I take it they have a talented mage in their ranks, or mayhap an artificer trained in the modification of glamour prisms. The important thing is that it fools the Guardians. I don't know if Tatara told you, but my friend Nago, the messenger who came to the Rising Stones, is a member of this faction. So they know us, and they shouldn't attack us on sight. That said, they can be a bit jumpy, so let me lead the way, and don't go reaching for your weapons or anything. What did she do? Oh. Let's go. Actually, let's do this since we're leaving the area. To the southeast. Oh god, and I didn't even attune to that, huh? Let's do that. Oh no. I was like, will it even let me? Some scary ass fish that live around here. answer is no, it will not let me. I'm sure there's some other way around it that I have to go back in here for. The ether currents are pretty smartly placed anyway. They're always where you're about to just go, so fine. I just didn't want to leave the area without doing it, so let me do this since I have the privilege. There seems to be like what do you call it? Unspoken rule about using mounts, like spoiler mounts, in areas where you can't reach it. So you never really see Midgardsormr in the base areas. At least I haven't, you know. I did see a couple of like assholes in Idleshire walking around with Endwalker stuff, which sucks. And I wouldn't have known it was Endwalker stuff until it was pointed out to me that it was Endwalker stuff. So, you know, it's kind of like its own, it's kind of like a spoiler thing in and of itself. Like, I wouldn't have known if it was Endwalker, and because people are walking around with little, you see how mine says Sky Pirate? Theirs says Endwalker, so I just assumed that's an Endwalker thing. And also because I didn't see it until then. So that just kind of sucks. But, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do?
I remember the old stories. How the Breaker of Worlds came down from on high and cleft the earth with a single blow. Ralga's Reach, a holy place, and a fitting home for the resistance, for the brave and the true, the loyal sons and daughters of Alamigo.
I guess I haven't been here before. That statue's huge.
Men and women whose souls still cried out for what was lost, for what could be ours again.
Coats. You'll forgive us our precautions, but we couldn't be sure who had crossed the barrier. We see you now for who you are, though, the science of the Seventh Dawn. Now I know you would not have come all this way unless you had something important to discuss, and I'm eager to hear what it is you have to say. But let us not do this at our doorstep. Come with me. Oh, Nago is there, huh? Look at that. Of course it doesn't let us fly up to the statue. Nice. Ooh, the sun just came in. This place looks pretty. I was gonna say, it looks a little dull in here, but... And you know what? Everyone praises Heavensward's music. It's not so bad, so far. Then again, Heavensward had some real bangers. The Alexander Trials, the Great Google Library, literally on my Spotify playlist. Oh, what is that place? The Peaks? Not allowed. Oh, really? I thought there was another area.
Allow me to welcome you once more to Rauger's Reach, our humble headquarters. My name is Conrad Kemp, and I have the dubious honor of overseeing operations here.
It is a pleasure to meet you, Master Kemp. I am Alphino Leveilleur, of the Scions of the Seventh Dawn, as are my comrades. Before I speak of our purpose here, pray allow me to thank you for sheltering Ida, forgive me, Lys, and Papalymo at great risk to yourselves.
Oh,
No,
this
there's
is
no need for that.
Alamigo.
They risked
I
their
was
necks
in
for us
Little
enough times.
Alamigo.
It was the least we could do.
Okay, now I understand. I was like, why so much hassle thrown about this little area of the map?
I wanted to, I mean, about the mask and...
Don't fret over that. You're not the first person to take up arms against the Empire under a false name. We'd do the same if we had any sense. My condolences for your loss, child.
Papalymo laid down his life to save us, to give us a chance to make a better future for ourselves. There will never be a better time to drive the Garleans from our lands. But we have to take the lead on this. We can't leave it to fanatics like Ilberd.
More than a few of our people were taken in by his promises. Followed him all the way to the wall. Good men and women who never came back. When Monargo told us what had happened, how the bastard had made sacrifices of them for his twisted ritual, by Rauger it filled me with an unholy fury. But what's done is done. Best we can do now is see that it wasn't all in vain.
That is why we are here today, sir, to see that some good comes of this tragedy. On behalf of the Eorzean Alliance, we do hereby extend a formal offer of military assistance to the Alamegan resistance.
Do you now? Well, go on then. I'm sure there's more to it than that. So that's the way of it, eh? The Alliance, hoping to avoid a direct confrontation with the superior forces of the Empire, wishes to engage them by proxy with our vastly inferior ones. My comrades and I must confer on your proposal. A moment, if you please.
Of course, Master Kemp. Take all the time you require.
No. I like his coat. Whoever that guy is in the corner. Neat. Damn it. Give me a helmet. same. I actually don't like that turban. Oh, maybe. It's kind of cool, actually. I would want to see the rest of this set. Fine. You're free to look around Rhaegar's reach. In fact, I would encourage you to do so. It'll give you a better grasp of our current circumstances. I want his coat. Thank you, Master Camp. I believe we will do just that. Okay. Thanks, Lise. You are always my favorite. And she's gonna die tragically and horribly. Well, actually, no. She doesn't have... She's not blue and with white hair. I can't believe they did that to me twice in Heaven's Ward. Is your character a girl with white hair and blue clothing? She might not make it to the next cutscene. I'll bet you think the Resistance is mostly made up of Alamegan Highlanders like me, but the truth is, we don't even account for half. We've got Hellscared from all the way over by the spine in here, and plenty of Seekers of the Sun like Naga. There's even some beastmen, or beast women, I suppose, like that one over there. She's an Ananta. They've been with us for a while now. But one of the smaller factions has. The rest won't have anything to do with us. We're no different from the Garleans to them. They keep to themselves, spending all their time crafting. Ananta makes the most amazing jewelry, by the way. They use magics to twist the metals and crystals in shapes you wouldn't believe. It's a pity people hardly ever get to see their work, but then most don't even know they exist. That's enough about them anyway. Let's take a closer look at that statue of Rhaegar, shall we? That one? I wish you could actually fly up there. That seems cool. But I guess to actually make that size as it was in the cutscene, I mean, it'd be gigantic. I mean, they could do it. It might be. It actually, you know what? That's believable. I like that they put the birds for scale there, though. Reapers are annoying. I'm gonna say it. I've never seen a class so, like, in your face, like, I'm here! This is the Reaper class. I thought it was part of the expansion even, because they apparently they use the little portals to, like, teleport everywhere. I didn't know that. And I kept thinking, it's like, is this like part of the, is this like a world event because of the expansion? Ida used to tell me the story of Stormy Nights. She wanted me to understand. Oh yeah, I never talked about that. The fact that she disguised herself as Ida. And I'm like, and it's funny that she shows up and she's got her hair in like the bangs and the ponytail. I was like, oh, little Persona 5 in my Final Fantasy. At the end of the 5th astral era, when the water soars higher and higher, people all across areas would beseech the heavens for a sign, and lo, a burning star appeared in the eastern sky, and led the way to these mountains of Gir Abania. They who were saved by his grace pledged to honor and revere him, to devote themselves to great works without and within. A storm of blood approaches fast, hills open, heavens sweep, and no one soul doth lie beyond the measure of his reach. The last part was inscribed in the stone by a monk of the Fist of Rhaegar. Ida explained it to me. A day will come bringing strife and sorrow that none may escape. Waste not these precious hours, but in quiet preparation make strong the body and mind. I don't know if that storm of blood is finally upon us, but if it is, I have to believe that everything we've been through, everything that has led us to this point, will see us through the end. Oh, sorry, that was a little bit melodramatic, wasn't it? What is it? Oh no. Little puppy. Little doggy. She keeps putting her hand off her shirt. You wanna say hello? Oh. You wanna say hello to the people? Oh, I can't even move the camera. Hi. That's her. Yes. Hello. Hi. Say hello to the camera. Little puppy break from the story. Anyway. Off to the infirmary. You can sit with me if you're gonna be still. Okay? You're gonna behave. Okay? You can see the little peep out of the corner there. What? What is it? Told you to behave. I'm gonna put you back on the bed. Sorry, I know there's a stream going on, but there's a dog in my lap, so I'm gonna put a dog in my lap. Sora, no. Oh god, I thought it broke. I thought it broke. No, this thing's supposed to come apart. Holy shit. We're gonna take a quick break so I can let the dogs out. I will be right back. I'm gonna turn this off, and then I'm gonna turn this off. Okay. Alright, I'm back, but I actually forgot I have something to do in like literally 5 minutes. So I'm gonna shut the stream off and then I'll come back at like 4:30. So apologize for that. I'll be back in a little bit. Okay. Bye.